Oh, what's up, everybody? My name is OMG WTF LOL FTW BRB. Welcome back to more WWE versus TEW, the weekly series where we take the shows and events that the WWE runs, book them in the game, and see just how well WWE does against Total Extreme Wrestling, or if TEW will be the three-lettered company that brings the WWE down to its knees. We are finished with Money in the Bank. We booked that before, so if you missed out, go ahead and check it out. Not too shabby of a show, not too shabby. Could have been better. If you ask my personal opinion, match of the night, Elias versus Rollins. Close second, Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax. Hate on me all you want, it's my opinion. We're in a new build. We are building up to Extreme Rules now, and this is the first Monday Night Raw after Money in the Bank. So new storylines, new, well, maybe not new wrestlers. I was going to say new wrestlers, but old familiar faces that we actually get to see on TV that we haven't seen in a while. Whatever happened to the Author of Pain, guys? What happened to the Authors of Pain? I haven't seen Akam and Razar in a while. Just saying. Nonetheless, though, let's just go ahead and start this. No reason to keep you guys waiting. Main event of the night, tag team match, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman taking on Kevin Owens and the Constable, Baron Corbin. We open up the night with a 48D+. By the way, I would like to apologize if you guys hear a fan running in the background. That's because there is a fan running in the background. It's hot. It's summer. I live in Arizona. So, yeah, I need a fan. Sorry, guys. Nonetheless, back to the show. 48D+ as we open up the show with a recap on the Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax match, showing where Ronda was about to beat Nia with the armbar until Miss Money in the Bank Alexa Bliss interfered, taking Ronda out by smacking her with the briefcase and then cashing in on Nia to become, I believe, the 5-time women's champion. Maybe only 3 times for Raw, but I think it's 5 if you count SmackDown as well. We then open up Monday Night Raw with kind of a mixed bag angle. Some people hated this, some people loved it. I am in the latter category. I love this angle. I thought it was amazing. It was it was entertainment. I enjoyed it. Maybe stupid in some ways, but I'll explain it when we get to it. Alright, so we have a freestyle angle here, as always. Don't even know why I said that. What in the hell? Oh, we've got a bird now, by the way, so if you hear a bird squeaking, my apologies. We're watching my grandmother's bird. Alright, Monday Night Raw. Goddamn, that bird's gonna just keep going now. Monday Night Raw opens up with the general manager, Kurt Angle, in the middle of the ring. He hypes up that both, Raw won both the Money in the Bank briefcases, and she then goes on to introduce the new women's champion, Alexa Bliss, who makes her way down to the ring. She puts over that, she's the 5-time, women's champion, or 3-time Raw women's champion. She's the goddess. She's beaten everyone there is to beat, pretty much. Blah, blah, blah. Alexa Bliss. She even does the whole angle where she acts like she's going to thank everybody, but then she just goes, for letting me rub it in all your faces, I don't know how people still fall for that. That's like the 3rd, maybe 4th time she's done that, but whatever. If it works, it works. Angle reveals that we will see Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss at Extreme Rules for the Women's Championship. This, I think Alexa Bliss was talking a little bit of trash on Ronda Rousey. You'll have to pardon me for forgetting all Alexa Bliss really said to her about her before Ronda came out, because I'm pretty sure afterwards the angle kind of went off a little bit to make me forget what Alexa Bliss was really talking about. Nonetheless, Ronda comes out, makes a beeline to the ring. She is pissed. Kurt is trying to hold her back. Meanwhile, Bliss is just talking her trash on the mic. She says Ronda Rousey is an overrated rookie. This pisses Rousey off. She pushes Kurt Angle out of the way, takes down Alexa Bliss, and just starts beating her down. Kurt tries to pull Ronda off. She judo throws Kurt Angle, and then ducks a swing from Alexa Bliss, who has the Money in the Bank briefcase in her hand, lands a stiff punch right to the gut, and then just takes that briefcase and starts beating the living hell out of Alexa Bliss. Then she beats the living hell out of Kurt Angle, and this is probably the one part of the angle I didn't like. No, not her not, beating up on Angle. That's fine. It was her talking. She was sitting there like, come on, man, you're supposed to be my friend, man. What are you doing, man? And I'm like, Rhonda, stop. Just beat him up. Stop talking. But she's beating up Kurt Angle. Referees come in. I know at least 3 of these referees are correct. I know I saw Derek Moore and Ryan Tran because they were the ones that got hit by Ronda Rousey. Yes, Ronda Rousey beat on the referees too, while Rod Zapta and somebody else ran away. I didn't capture the other referees. I just chose Mike Chioda. Why the hell not? And yeah, Ronda beats down on everybody. She storms up the ramp, doesn't even talk to Kurt Angle, while everyone... Oh, before I even forgot, she put Alexa Bliss through the table as well. Ronda Rousey looked like a total badass here right now. It was a great opening segment. I loved it. I thought it was exciting. And like I said, some people hate it because they look at it like as it's storyline stupidity. Why would Ronda Rousey start beating down on Kurt Angle and beating on the refs? And in my opinion, it's because she's pissed. She's frustrated. She's sick of hearing everybody tell her, this is the WWE, it's not UFC. She's sick of everybody telling her, you can't do this, you can't do that, but you can do this and you can do that because this is the WWE, not the UFC. So you know what? Ronda took it into her own hands and said, I don't give a damn what I can do and what I can't do. I'm Ronda Rousey. I'm going to do what I want, pretty much. And that's the way I took it. I took it as like a Stone Cold Steve Austin rebellion kind of thing. Like, I don't give a damn. I know this is wrong. I'm doing it anyway because y'all pissed me off, pretty much. Simple as that. I liked it. I thought it was a great angle. Hate on it if you want. I'm enjoying Ronda Rousey right now. Ronda Rousey is killing it, if you ask me. And she just looks so damn good in the ring. Like, when she throws her punches, when she's picking this up quickly. I really feel like she is. Like, some people might try to hate on her. She is looking like she belongs. Alright, got the crowd hot. 58 C minus, though. I mean, come on. Really? Got the crowd hot? I mean, okay, that's fine. Kurt Angle came across well. Ronda Rousey looked good. And instead of ending the feud between Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey, I just added Alexa Bliss to it because Alexa Bliss will be facing Nia Jax at Extreme Rules. And Nia wasn't here tonight. I guess she's... what was the word they used? Pretty much she's rehabbing her shoulder. I think that's exactly what they said. And even though Ronda did get suspended for 30 days, which we'll find out in the next angle, I'm pretty sure she's going to have something to do with this angle still. All right. 78 solid B. Good God. Wow, that did a lot better than you would think. 78 solid B as Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle are talking backstage. Ronda... She, she says, I know, I get it. I know what's not allowed. And Kurt's like, no, you don't get it, pretty much. And he tells her he has no choice, and he suspends her for 30 days. And Ronda's kind of pissed about it. 78 solid B, though, that's impressive. 60 solid C as we get a recap of literally what we just saw. Ronda Rousey's attack on Kurt Angle and Alexa Bliss. And then we go to a 56 C minus. So this opening Monday Night Raw pretty much focused all on Ronda Rousey. 56 C minus as Renee Young is trying to catch up to Ronda Rousey as she's making her way out of the arena. And Ronda's not listening to Renee. She didn't want to have any of it until Renee finally goes, well, good luck, Ronda. And Ronda kind of stops because, it kind of irked her when she heard Renee say that. Renee runs up to her to like, oh, I finally got in Ronda's head so I can get this interview. And Ronda just looks at Renee and tells her straight up, save your good luck for Alexa Bliss because after this 30 days, whether she's champion or not, she's going to need it. So there you have it. Gained heat too. Good for Ronda Rousey. She's killing it right now. 62 solid C rating here as we come back from commercial break. Seth Rollins is in the ring, or he's making his way down to the ring, and he's ready to issue an open challenge. He talks about how Monday Night Raw got off to a ruckus start, but how about we keep it going? And he goes on to issue the open challenge for the Intercontinental Championship, which is accepted by Dolph Ziggler, or maybe it's Drew McIntyre. They play it off like both superstars are going down to the ring until Drew gives Dolph the nod, and it is revealed that, yes, indeed, it is Dolph Ziggler. Seth Rollins came across well. I went ahead and ended the feud with Elias because it looks like Rollins will be feuding with Dolph and McIntyre for the foreseeable future. Hopefully I'm not wrong. I always hate ending storylines or doing stuff like that because it's like, oh, what if it's not exactly what we're doing yet? Like, what if it's... We'll cover that in a few minutes, too, about storylines, but it's just like that big what if. Like, what if it's still going, Before we can get to the Intercontinental Championship matchup, we have our Intercontinental Championship introductions, courtesy of JoJo, introducing the champion and the challenger, Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins. 62 solid C. And 63 solid C for the championship matchup. Decent matchup. Dolph Ziggler, surprise, surprise, goes over Seth Rollins 18 minutes, 17 seconds later, of course by using underhanded tactic, becoming the Intercontinental Champion in the progress. Drew McIntyre got a little bit of involved in this matchup, not too much. He got up on the apron and Seth just went right after him as soon as he did. Good back and forth matchup. Definitely enjoyed it. Good opening match between Seth and Ziggler. Not too many highlights if you ask me, but I did enjoy the story that was told towards the end. As you see, it is by underhanded tactics. Dolph Ziggler did a quick roll-up on Seth Rollins and grabbed the tights to get the victory and become Intercontinental Champion. And the reason why I say I like the storytelling here, because in my opinion, that's karma, and I feel like they meant to do that in a way, because even Elias comments on it, later on tonight when he does his little concert. Last night, or at Money in the Bank, I should say, maybe not last night because it is Friday when I'm recording this, but at Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins beat Elias by cheating. He had to grab the tights pretty much to, retain the championship. So I feel that was kind of what they're going with here. Karma came back and bit Seth Rollins in the ass because Dolph Ziggler did exactly what Seth did, and now he's the Intercontinental Champion. Gained heat for the feud. Ziggler with an in-ring performance of a 53, Seth Rollins with a 70. Ziggler is also improving in performance skills. After the match is over, we jump into a 64 solid C as Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler proceed to beat down on Seth Rollins after the match is over. 79 solid B, good lord. That's just hyping the man up. 79 solid B as we get hype for Mr. Monster in the Bank, Braun Strowman. We then go to a 48 D plus as we get a recap of Dolph Ziggler's Intercontinental Championship win, of course, over Seth Rollins. Featured Drew McIntyre as well. 70 C plus as we're backstage with Renee Young, who is interviewing the new champion Dolph Ziggler alongside Drew McIntyre. They talk about how they told everybody that this was going to happen. Talking about pretty much they cut the same promo as they've been cutting. Nothing too special here at all. They're just bragging about winning the Intercontinental Championship. They talk about how the roster's gotten complacent, and they said, "I told you so," pretty much, and this is the proof. There you have it. 70 C plus, gaining heat to the feud. And then we go to a 48 D plus in an extremely short matchup here. Bobby Roode goes over Curt Hawkins, I believe, giving him his 204th loss consecutively after beating him in 47 seconds with the glorious DDT. Curt Hawkins had an in-ring performance of a 30, Bobby Roode with a 53. So Roode starting to get a little bit of heat back, I guess, but poor Curt. 76 B minus, not as good as the first hype segment, I guess, as we get more hype for Mr. Monster in the Bank, Braun Strowman. And then we look back at the Money in the Bank ladder match itself, so I guess a recap of the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, 61 solid C, featuring all the competitors, of course, being Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Bobby Roode, Samoa Joe, Rusev, Kofi Kingston, and The Miz. And Bobby Roode and Miz, even though they weren't really in the match in our universe, they still technically were. 85 B plus, good lord, that's amazing. 85 B plus, that's the highest rated segment we've ever seen on this series, I think. Matches and angles included. 85 B plus as Braun Strowman, he comes out, he's talking about how he's Mr. Monster in the Bank, and he's warning Brock Lesnar, as soon as I get a chance, I'm cashing in on you pretty much. This leads to Kevin Owens coming out, and I'll be honest, seeing Kevin Owens come out kind of pissed me off. You were thrown off this ladder through tables, and where's your neck brace? You're not selling it. Like, how am I supposed to believe that really hurt if you're strutting out here the next night, like literally 24 hours afterwards, and you're not even really selling it? Like, Kevin, in my opinion, he tried his best. He had his tape on. He's sitting there like barely talking, and he's even saying like, I'm not in any mood to fight right now, even though we see him later on tonight fight. But to me, big mistake. WWE should not have had Kevin Owens on Monday Night Raw at all. They should have sold it off that he was out injured right now from Braun Strowman's, throw off the ladder. They should not have had Kevin Owens on Monday Night Raw. Not at all. He should not have been in a match. He should not have even been there. Stupid storytelling right there. And they wonder why no one can buy into anything anymore. You mean to tell me Kevin Owens goes through a table after being thrown off, I think it was like, what did he say, 20 feet or was it 50 feet? I don't know. I'm jumping numbers. I feel like that's the two I heard. No, he should have been with like in a neck brace. Sunil Singh is wearing a neck brace. He fought Roman Reigns in one match and he's wearing a freaking neck brace and acted like he was in a wheelchair. Kevin Owens was tossed off a ladder. Bullshit. I'm sorry. Went on a little bit of a tangent there, but that really pissed me off. I was like, no. Kevin Owens got the worst out of everybody in that Money in the Bank ladder match. If anybody should have been sitting out this week, it should have been him. Nonetheless, rant over. Kevin Owens comes down to the ring, and he proposes pretty much a partnership with Braun Strowman, saying how, Sami Zayn is out right now, which in real life he is. Apparently he'll be out till 2019, which is such a shame, because Sami, despite that horrible feud with Bobby Lashley, he's been impressing me a hell of a lot, especially with his microphone skills and talking on the mic. He's been amazing. But nonetheless, Sami's out. Braun doesn't have any partner or friends, because we even saw at WrestleMania he had to, pluck a 10-year-old kid out of the audience to be, his partner in the championship matchup. So he's pretty much saying, I'll be the brains and I'll let you know when to cash in on Brock, That way you just don't do it out of the whim. And he goes, and then when you become Universal Champion, you can give me a championship match. So he extends his hand, Braun shakes his hand, and then Kevin goes to walk away, but of course Braun continues holding on to the hand before pulling him back and acting like he's about to hit him with a running power slam. Luckily for Kevin Owens, he's able to get out of harm's way and out of there before any damage is done to him. This angle got the crowd hot. Kevin Owens underperformed, which is unfortunate for him. And it starts the storyline about who's next to face Brock Lesnar, as a bunch of superstars tonight will be laying claim, because I guess at Extreme Rules we're going to have a 5-man matchup to determine who will face Brock at the next pay-per-view after that. 39 D- as we get a recap of last week's beatdown on Bayley, courtesy of the Riot Squad, as they drew a R on Bayley's stomach. Ooh, the gall. Golly, the Riot Squad is so cringe sometimes. 56 C- here, as we get a freestyle segment here, as, again, not sure why I told you guys it was a freestyle segment. They all are. Bayley goes up to Sasha Banks, who is pretty much beating herself up because she didn't win the Money in the Bank match last night. Bayley tells her, I understand pretty much, but we got a match here tonight. And Sasha's like, well, you don't understand. And Bayley's like, I don't. She goes, I got embarrassed last week, when the Riot Squad beat me down and graffitied on me. They drew an R on you, Bayley. Calm down. But, she just pretty much wants to ensure that her and Sasha are on good terms tonight for their tag team match, and tells her that I'm not going to let anything happen to you out there. Sasha believes it. The two hug or whatever, and we get ready for the matchup. You guys can see something here, though. A little while back, we had a storyline going on between Sasha Banks and Bayley, and I was like, alright, maybe they're not doing it anymore, let's cancel it. So I cancel it. Nope. They're still doing it, because here we are again, teasing this Sasha Banks and Bayley storyline. So I went ahead and started it again, and now again we're teasing Sasha's heel turn. And here's my question for you guys. Did Sasha turn heel on Monday Night Raw? I'm having a hard time saying yes. Because, in my viewpoint, yes, you can view it as Sasha turned heel, but you can also view it as Sasha is fed up with her friend Bayley, and she's just tired with Bayley. Maybe she's not a heel, maybe she's just tired of Bayley, maybe she'll still take on the Riot Squad and all that. Maybe she's more of a tweener. I'm not entirely sure what to do with Sasha. Should we wait until we see, if it is legit and Sasha is definitely heel, or should we just go ahead and turn her heel next week? Because this week I am going to leave her as a face. I'm going to let you guys decide in the comment section if we should turn her heel the next time we see her, or if we should wait until it's at least a definite, for sure, Sasha Banks is heel. So let me know down in the comment section there, guys. Yes, we are going to proceed. 37 D- as we get hype for the tag team matchup that was just announced. Sasha Banks and Bayley taking on the Riot Squad, which will be Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. Not Ruby Riot, she'll just be on the outside. Nope. 58 C- as the leaders of Worlds, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, the tag team champions, are ready for action. But before the match begins, the B team interrupts them on the screen, and they're dressed as woken Matt Hardy. Curtis Axel is, I should say. Bo Dallas is dressed as Bray Wyatt, which, honestly, great stuff there, because we all know that Bo and Bray are brothers, and it was just fun watching Bo Dallas impersonate his brother. In fact, with him with the beard on, when you just look at his eyes, you can definitely see it that they're related. You can definitely see it. They're pretty much mocking the leaders of worlds. Axel is doing his best impersonation of woken Matt Hardy. Bo Dallas is doing his best impersonation of Bray Wyatt until he gets fed up and he goes, you know what? No, I'm done being something I'm not. We're the B team and we're undefeated and we're gonna beat you. And then he looks at Axel, who's still in character, and Curtis tells him, I never break character. And then the B team, then Bo's like, you know what, you're right. And he puts his beard back on, and he goes, we're the B team. Run. And then they do that, and then they in sync, sync off the camera together pretty much. It was good stuff. I enjoyed this segment. B team's growing on me. Gained heat for the feud, too, so good for them. 58 C-. We then jump into the tag team matchup. A lot of tag team matches here tonight, by the way, guys. A lot of tag team matches. 56 C- in an extremely short matchup here. The leaders of worlds, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, go over Slater and Rhino in 4 minutes, 13 seconds after Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, but Matt got the win. Defeated Heath Slater with the kiss of deletion. Bray Wyatt with an in-ring performance of a 64, Matt Hardy with a 56, Heath Slater with a 41, and Rhino with a 46. No worker improvements, unfortunately. Solid 60C as we get yet another recap of Ronda Rousey's beatdown from earlier tonight on Alexa Bliss, Kurt Angle, and the referees. We then jumped to a 69 C+ backstage as we're in the office of Kurt Angle when Constable Baron Corbin comes in, and he goes on to tell Kurt that Stephanie is very pleased with how he handled Ronda Rousey here tonight, but Kurt tells him, I don't care about Stephanie. You can tell her that I didn't do it for her. And then Corbin starts laughing because Stephanie is on the phone, and he looks at Kurt, and then Kurt, grabs the phone and he talks to Stephanie. And I guess Stephanie has a plan, and Kurt's like, I got a great, I got some ideas too. And then I guess Stephanie tells Kurt that he has to run everything by Constable Baron Corbin. And then the conversation ends, and he looks at Baron Corbin and he tells him, we've got some work to do, pretty much. So Kurt's still feeling the wrath of Stephanie here, as it gained heat for the feud, 69 C+. And I've got to say, I am loving Baron Corbin in this new role. It's crazy to think how something, just a slight little change can, reignite someone's career. But no longer having that, that hair, which everyone was picking him on him for, because, he's pretty much going bald. And he's just entertaining. In his bully role, Corbin is just good. I'm enjoying Baron Corbin's current role as the Constable. 53 C- as Jinder Mahal makes his way down to the ring as it's set for action against Chad Gable. But before he can go on to fight Chad Gable, Jinder Mahal cuts a quick little promo about talking about how he found his inner peace, that Roman may have won the battle, but Jinder became, is the ultimate victor in the end because he has found himself. And he's just putting over. He's kind of turning into a hippie. Have you ever seen Matt Seidel's gimmick in Impact Wrestling right now? That's kind of the vibe I was getting from Jinder Mahal, that he's just preaching inner peace and all that. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be his new gimmick, just like the Sasha Banks thing with the heel turn. I am probably going to wait till next week to see if Jinder Mahal continues preaching peace and all that, and then we will go ahead and make him a hippie gimmick. But until then, that's pretty much what it seems like Jinder's going with, is now he's going to be, preaching peace and whatnot. But once the bell rings, he turns into a different man. He turns into Festus, apparently, because he's a different man. 53 C- as we get our matchup. An extremely short match here. Jinder Mahal goes over Chad Gable in 2 minutes, 34 seconds with the Colossus. Such a shame, dude. I love Chad Gable, but he's just getting the shit end of the stick right now, and it upsets me. It upsets me. Sunil Singh did some good work ringside. Chad Gable with an in-ring performance of a 46. Jinder Mahal with a 50. No worker improvements. And no, not yet. Big Break John comes through as always. 100 A-star for John Cena's commercial break. Thank you, John. Apparently, Corey Graves and Jonathan Coachman were weak, but Michael Cole's able to hang with John Cena. 38 D- as we get yet another cringy angle featuring the Riot Squad. Pretty much the same thing we saw last week. As backstage, the Riot Squad is causing what else? A riot. Not really. They're throwing stuff around, smacking things off the table. Oh, they went over to one of the guys who was on his laptop and then closed the laptop on them. Ooh! The Riot Squad guys, they're so dangerous. Fucking stupid. Riot Squad is in action next. Before we can get to the matchup, though, we get hype for the tag team matchup. 34E+ this time around, as Bayley and Sasha Banks will take on the Riot Squad. 76B- before we get to the tag team matchup. The Super Show, which will take place in Australia, is hyped. Of course, hyping up the fact that AJ Styles, John Cena, and Ronda Rousey will all be there. And for the final time, one last time, Triple H versus The Undertaker. 48D+ for our tag team matchup here. In a poor matchup, Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan of the Riot Squad go over Sasha Banks and Bayley in 50 minutes. 5 minutes, 59 seconds, when Liv Morgan defeated Sasha Banks with a fast roll-up. Really nothing special here at all. Honestly, I didn't even really pay attention in this matchup. My buddy, or excuse me, not my buddy. Well, I guess he can kind of be my buddy. My brother Jason was out, watching Raw with me, so me and him were shit-talking and all that. I didn't pay much attention to this match, and the Bobby Lashley-Roman Reigns match, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Bayley with an in-ring performance of a 47, Sasha Banks with a 49, so she was the best of the match, whereas Liv and Sarah Logan tied with a 37, being the worst of the match. 48D+ for that. No worker improvements. And I was surprised that Sasha Banks wasn't mad that I was having Liv Morgan go over her. I thought Sasha would have been mad, but she wasn't. Seth Rollins was mad, but not Sasha. Seth Rollins was mad when Dolph went over, not that Liv went over. I want to make that clear. 41 solid D rating here, as the match is over. Bayley and Sasha kind of are in each other's faces, and then Sasha Banks just pushes Bayley down and walks away from her. So if she turned heel, this kind of would have been the point where she turned heel, but again, I don't know if it's just frustration or if she really is turning heel. 41 solid D rating for that. 60 solid C, as Kurt Angle and the Constable plan, I guess, for Brock Lesnar. I don't know. I'm assuming that's what they're planning for. 51D+, as Sasha and Bayley, or Sasha's walking backstage and Bayley catches up to her and she tells her she's pretty much not done with her. Sasha tells her that she's done with her and walks away, and that leads to Bayley grabbing Sasha's hair. Damn bird. And the two just start brawling backstage for a little bit until I think Sasha got the upper hand and walked away. 51D+ for that, as the two friends now even come to blows. 68C+, Kurt Angle and, I guess the Constable wasn't out here, it was just Kurt. Kurt Angle's back, is out in the ring. He comments on how he's just losing, this show's pretty much just falling apart right now after seeing Sasha and Bayley, and goes on to, put over, stupid bird, that at Extreme Rules, I think he said, I missed the announcement to be honest, so I caught it like a little later, so I'm pretty sure he announced at Extreme Rules that there will be like a 5-man match or, whatever, against, there'll be a 5-way pretty much to determine who will face Brock Lesnar for the championship. Roman Reigns comes out, surprise, surprise. He wants Brock Lesnar pretty much because, he never lost. This leads to Bobby Lashley coming out, who botches immediately when he picks up the mic. Poor Bobby, dude. He needs a mouthpiece really bad. Not only doesn't really have the voice to be, that the voice to really match his gimmick, his character, but he just botches all the time whenever he talks to. But anyway, Bobby Lashley puts over the fact that he's always wanted to get his hands on Brock Lesnar, and Roman had his shot, and now it's his shot. And he can beat Brock Lesnar, and he can even beat Roman Reigns. Getting a little bit of a tense between the two. This leads to the Revival of all people. Don't know why. Revival comes out, and they go on to pretty much say that they just really want an opportunity on Monday Night Raw to fight. And it leads to a tag team match. Kurt makes it. Roman and Bobby Lashley versus Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. Again, like I mentioned in the previous match with Sasha and Bayley and all that, I really wasn't paying attention at this moment. My brother was out there. We were shit talking and all that. So the Sasha segments and like the Roman segments, I really didn't pay much attention to because, for one, I really don't care about Roman and Sasha. So it was like the least 2 segments I cared about. And like I said, my brother was out there. Scott Dawson performed poorly, as did Dash Wilder, so that's unfortunate. Lost heat for who's next in line against Brock, too. But we jump into said tag team matchup here. 63 solid C rating here. Decent matchup. Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley go over the Revival in 6 minutes 46 seconds after Bobby Lashley defeated Dash Wilder with the running power slam. I don't think he hit him with a running power slam. I think he got him with a spear. In terms of in-ring works, Roman Reigns was head and shoulders above everybody else. I don't care about the shampoo Roman Reigns uses, guys. Yep, again, like I said, I didn't pay much attention to this match. In fact, I didn't even watch this match at all. Me and my little brother he was showing me something about, like, some new Dragon Ball Z anime coming out, like, called Dragon Ball Heroes or something like that. It looks pretty cool. If you guys are interested in Dragon Ball Z, I can tell you guys about that if you want. I guess it's going to have, like, a bunch of different timelines and stuff from Dragon Ball Z. Super Saiyan 4 is going to be taking on Super Saiyan Blue, Bardock and Brawly and Cooler, and pretty much everyone that's ever been in Dragon Ball Z seems to have been in there. So if you're interested in Dragon Ball Z, you've got that going for you. But yeah, so 63C for the matchup here. Bobby Lashley with an in-ring performance of a 54, Roman Reigns with a 66, Dash Wilder with a 40, so he was the worst of the matchup. Scott Dawson with a 42. Lost heat for the feud as well. 72 B- as we're backstage with Kurt Angle and the Constable, Baron Corbin. When Finn Balor approaches Kurt saying that, he wants a shot against Brock Lesnar pretty much. That makes Corbin pretty much laugh, saying, what makes you think you even deserve a shot? Kevin Owens then enters into pretty much agreeing with the Constable, saying, yeah, I don't get why you deserve a shot. Yada, yada, yada. They go back and forth, pretty much picking on Finn. This leads to Mr. Monster in the Bank, Braun Strowman, entering, because Finn made a comment, hey, Kevin, you don't even know when Danger's standing behind you. And then you see Braun there. Kevin kind of rushes over to the Constable's side. And Braun pretty much puts over, he's here to defend his buddy Finn. And if they got a problem, they can take them on a tag team match tonight. Kurt's pretty much, this is a runaway train. We get a little bit of stare down between the two before Kevin Owens and the Constable walk off as well. And of course, that'll be our main event. Gained heat for Stephanie and Kurt Angle's feud, and also the Brock Lesnar feud. 59 solid C rating, as yet again we get another recap of Ronda Rousey's beatdown on Alexa Bliss and Kurt Angle from the opening part. 45 solid D rating here, as we have a random matchup, no feud or anything, so I'm guessing Mojo might be getting a little bit of a push here. In an extremely short matchup here, Mojo Rawley goes over No Way Jose in 2 minutes, 38 seconds with the hyperdrive, whatever that means. I thought it was interesting that Mojo didn't get an entrance and No Way Jose did, but Mojo won. I thought that was kind of interesting. Mojo Rawley with a 40 in-ring performance, so he was better than No Way Jose, who had a 36. No worker improvements, though. And then after the match, 53 C- as Charlie Caruso jumps into the ring to congratulate Mojo Rawley on an impressive victory and goes on to pretty much ask him what's next. Mojo cuts a pretty, I guess, impassioned promo. I don't know if it's really impassioned, though. But he talks about how, he's focused now. He even, I don't remember exactly what he says, but he ends it off pretty much saying, he used to be hype, but he's not hype now anymore. He's focused pretty much. And he's a new Mojo Rawley. No more goofy Mojo Rawley. He's here to make an impact pretty much. And you know what? I'm down for it. Let's see where it goes. 53 C-, well, not yet again, but yet again are we seeing Sasha Banks and Bayley. That's what I meant. Nonetheless, Banks is heading to her car. She's about to drive off. Bayley once again tells Sasha, I'm not done with you. And Sasha straight up tells Bayley, well, I'm done with you and I'm done being your friend. She gets in the car and she drives off on Bayley, leaving Bayley pretty much there. She throws like a water bottle at her or something. So that's the end of Sasha and Bayley for the night, thank God. No more angles with them. 70 C+ as Elias is ready for a concert. Surprise, surprise, no one interrupted Elias. No match or anything, just Elias out there singing his tunes. It was called What Would Elias Do? He sings about, Seth Rollins pretty much screwing him over, and that if Brock Lesnar wants a challenge, that he's more than welcome to step up to the beast, pretty much. So, he helped out that storyline. What would Elias do? God, I love Elias. 50 D+. Come on, Seth. What are you doing, dude? Maybe it's because Ziggler and McIntyre were rated on overness, but still, I'm surprised. Renee Young interviews Seth Rollins about, his loss. She even asked, do you feel like your match against Elias had anything to do with that? But Seth owns up to it. I got to give him credit. I like that, too. Straight up owns up to it and says, you know what? No excuses. I lost. I went out there. I issued a challenge, and Dolph beat me. And there's no excuses, but he straight up goes on and says, but next week, I am cashing in on my rematch because I think Renee asked a question about McIntyre, and Seth says that he's going to have to find a way to work around McIntyre, especially, in 1 week's time, because next week he's cashing in on his rematch pretty much. Lost heat for the feud, though. Come on, Seth. What you doing, buddy? 27E rating here, as for some reason, I don't know why, but they hyped up the 205 main event on Monday Night Raw. Of course, that main event featuring Buddy Murphy, Mustafa Ali, and Hideo Itami. Maybe trying to get some eyes on 205 Live, but there you have that. And it's main event time. Ooh, that sucks for Kevin Owens and Baron Corbin, but we'll get to there. Main event time, 74 B-, best match of the night. Braun Strowman just always kills it. And about that had good heat, decent wrestling to it. Kevin Owens and Constable Baron Corbin, to my surprise, go over the team of Finn Balor and Braun Strowman in 17 minutes, 24 seconds after Baron Corbin defeats Finn Balor with the End of Days. I'll never figure out what WWE does with Finn Balor. Like, they start pushing him just to stop pushing him, so I don't know. Nonetheless, Baron Corbin got a very good victory, or I don't know what's the right term I would use for that, but he definitely picked up a victory that I don't think many people expected him, of all people, to get here. But nonetheless, he picked up a victory over Finn Balor. In terms of in-ring work, Braun Strowman was head and shoulders above everybody else. Everybody in the WWE likes to use head and shoulders, I swear, but I don't care. And Constable Baron Corbin was the weak link, apparently, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. This doesn't help matters, though, because Kevin Owens and Constable Baron Corbin have absolutely zero chemistry as partners, so that's a shame. Braun Strowman had an in-ring performance of a 78, Finn Balor with a 67, and mind you, this does have an effect on both Owens and Corbin's in-ring performances. So with that being said, Kevin Owens had a 55 in-ring performance, Baron Corbin with a 39. Gained heat for the Brock Lesnar feud, no worker improvements, as we end off the night with hype for next week's Intercontinental Championship matchup between Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler, which gets a 49D+. We end the show to get a 84 B+ rating. Not too shabby, not too shabby. 84 B+, Braun Strowman, thank you as always, increasing her popularity in 34 regions. Hey man, I'm not going to complain. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. That is also going to be the end of this video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor, leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you have not already, and as always, don't forget to share this video with your friends, your Facebooks, your Twitters, your Instagrams, I don't give a dams. Any social media account out there you feel would help, definitely give it a share to help your homeboy out. And if you feel you got some buddies out there who would enjoy my comment, give them a share as well. And maybe help your homeboy get some new subscribers up in this bitch. Nonetheless, though, that is going to be the end. Like I said, my name has been OMG WTF, LOL FTW BRB. I will see you guys for 205 Live and SmackDown, which are uploaded on the same day. But until then, have a great day, guys.